Okay, so I just got back, like literally right now from watching the movie. It is 2 o'clock in the morning because the only showing that I was able to get was at 10 at night, 10:30. But that's okay. We saw it. The time came. Spider-Man: No Way Home was released today, and it honestly didn't disappoint at all. This is gonna be a spoiler-free review, so I really won't be talking past like the first 20 minutes. Um, Obviously, Spider-Man gets revealed by Mysterio at the end of the last movie. So now everybody knows that he's Spider-Man. And in an attempt, I mean, you just kind of see his everyday life, how he gets ruined. It's just a high school kid who can't really live his life anymore because everybody knows he's Spider-Man. So he kind of, proceeds to go to Doctor Strange and he's like, hey, like, I need some help. Like, can you just make everybody forget, essentially? And Doctor Strange is like, what are you talking about? Like, we can't just do anything because, like, your world fell apart. You have to consider everybody else. We already like had the whole Thanos thing, and we already brought a bunch of people back to life. And he's just like, okay, well, I'm sorry. But he does it anyway. He's kind of like, hey, this is just gonna be gratitude for what you did against Thanos and stuff. So he proceeds to help him, but obviously it blows up. He just kind of just indecisive, messes up the spell, and it leads to the Spider-Man multiverse. And that's the movie. We have all the villains coming in, trying to kill him, thinking that he's their respective Spider-Man, and that's the movie. You just honestly, like, without even trying to spoil anything, it's so hard to talk about it. But I do have to highlight William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. My God, I remember I grew up watching Spider-Man, right? The Raimi movies, and I just remember that the Green Goblin was just, to me, William Dafoe just did a perfect job of being him. And I don't know if in this movie he just missed it so much or something. I don't know, but he just upped his game so much. Like, he killed it playing the Green Goblin because he played both sides. He played Norman, and he played as the Green Goblin. And when he's playing as the Green Goblin, he just feels so maniac and just so crazy and just out of control. And it's crazy because he's just such a good actor. Not saying that nobody else, like, everybody else did a really good job, but it was just really, really entertaining to see how he kind of made Green Goblin his. You know what I mean? And that was my highlight of the story. Obviously, you see all the villains. They're in the movie. Honestly, it's really tough to talk about this movie because, I mean, we saw the trailers. We know that it's a multiverse movie, right? It's every villain from the Spider-Verse is in the movie. It's just really tough to talk about it because the movie just crashes and just goes straight into it. You see, one of the first scenes is like he's like trying to like go talk to this lady, right? And you just see Doc Ock pull up like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" You know what I mean? Like, and it's just crazy. And then right after, Green Goblin pulls up, so it's just like everybody just starts showing up at the same time. And honestly, like, I won't talk about anything after that. But I will say that the movie does get very emotional. Obviously, many villains, and it's just kind of hard not to have something happen. You know what I mean? But that kind of happens, and it's just the path for him. He goes through this emotional journey of questioning, like, why he's helping these people, or why he just helps people in general. There's nothing in it for him, and he just kind of questions that, and you see it like in action. I'm just keeping it extremely vague just because the movie just came out, and I kind of want to push out my first reactions. But I will say the movie was very entertaining. I like comic book movies. I love Spider-Man, but they could have really messed up what they were trying to do, and they didn't. They really succeeded in what they were gonna do. They knew what they wanted to do with the multiverse, and I think it's a really good first step, because we know the next movie is gonna be an actual multiverse movie with Doctor Strange, and we kind of see that they're capable of doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they're capable of bringing in the multiverse and incorporating it into, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So honestly, like, they did a really good job. On my way back, I was driving, at first I wanted to just make one video and talk about it and release it, but I think I'm probably just gonna push this one out first, kind of like a spoil-free first impressions, and then have this whole weekend kind of type out a little script, and then around Monday morning, kind of talk about the movie in depth. Once, everybody who can and will want to watch it will probably watch it by Sunday night. So I'm definitely gonna try to squeeze that video. That's spoiler video by around Monday afternoon, just to give people some time. But I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Go watch the movie. I promise it's worth it. It has me drinking at 2 o'clock in the morning, because I'm just so hyped. I just walked out of the movie theaters just in awe and shock. I just missed being in the movies and being in that type of environment. The last time that environment was probably around, I don't know, like maybe Endgame. One of the other movies, really, it wasn't this amount of just hype, and it's incredible. But thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys back here probably Monday afternoon for the next one. Peace.